All right, questions? Let's rock. What's going on, y'all? It is your boy, Jared, and welcome to my first Q&A video. With this Q&A, I'm really just gonna be answering some questions that I've been getting over the past month, from moving to modeling and just a bunch of stuff. So I don't really have an order. I wrote them down. There's a good amount here from my IG. Like I said, questions I've just been being asked in general. So I'm not gonna put them in any particular order. They're gonna be random, but let's go with the flow. It'll be all right. The big question is, it's multiple questions, but why did I move to Miami? How am I liking Miami? What am I doing in Miami? So let me answer. So the main reason that I moved to Miami is for modeling, and I am signed in Boston where I was, but I came to Miami because obviously Miami is a bigger market. I'm also signed in LA, in New York with the same agency, SLU, Sports Lifestyle Unlimited. So that is the reason why I'm in Miami. Next question that I guess goes with it is, did I officially move to Miami? Yes and no. So I still have my residency address and everything in Mass, like everything is linked to my Mass address. But did I bring most of my stuff down here? Yeah. Like, yeah, it's pretty weird because I'll talk about this as well. Like with this place that I got, the studio, I'm on a month-to-month lease. So I can really be out whenever. So I can go back to Mass whenever I want, or I can move into something else, which is my plan that would be down here. So that's to answer that question. Did I officially move here? Kinda, sorta, not really. What are some challenges that I have faced when moving? Many challenges. So this, I can honestly break it down so much. But first challenge is obviously leaving from where you grew up and what you're comfortable with. So just getting out of your comfort zone, that's a challenge. Finding a place to move, it took me forever to find a place like this place that I'm in right now. Because the market right now is just nuts. Like I think I'm gonna make a separate video about moving to Florida, or like my experience and moving out of state, because I don't want to go off on this question. Challenges would definitely be getting out of your comfort zone and just finding a place to stay, and then getting situated in my new place. So Miami, getting situated here, because I don't know shit. Never been to Miami before, and yeah, big life decision for me, but it's all good. What are some differences that I have noticed between here and Boston? I would say up in Boston, it's much more corporate, everything, or in even Massachusetts, everything is more strict. Everything is much more strict. You know, you go to work, you can go out on the weekends, but come Monday, you're back to work. Out here, you can party any day of the week. There's always something to do any day of the week. The nightlife goes until like 5 a.m. Like Thursday through Sunday. Was I nervous about moving out? No, I was not nervous. I'm confident in my abilities to live, and I've been doing just fine. I would say another challenge that I guess goes with the other question, that's me being nervous, is nothing is determined. Nothing is given, nothing is 100% with me being down here. So I definitely catch myself thinking about my future a lot more, because I don't know what's gonna happen. It's not like I'm here and everything like, oh yeah, you have this job, this job, this job. Like I go on a week by week basis. So I really catch myself during the day like not having anything to do, which is why I started this YouTube channel, because now I have plenty of time. Nervous about like moving out and living on my own? Yeah, no problems at all. What do I do for work? So I do the modeling, which is lit. But even then, like I said, that's on like a week to week basis. You might not get anything, you might get a lot, really depends. But my other like part-time, I guess, job that I have out here is with Runway Waiters. So basically it's like a high-end, like upscale catering company, and you just hire like, how do I explain this? So a company, like usually a designer or a big brand name company, will go to Runway Waiters and be like, we need people to work this event. Whether it's a bartender, servers, or whatever, because they want to have models be like the servers, because good looking people and whatnot. So yeah, so last week during Basel week, I had 3, 4 jobs back to back to back, and they all vary. Every event is different. One event was lit, and the pay on them is banging. So then that kind of leads into the next question of like, how much does it pay, right? Because obviously if I wasn't out here with the possibility of making money, I probably would have never came. And I don't like talking about my money. I'm pretty private, so like I'm not gonna talk about my money, but I feel like I owe my past self and other people who are interested in modeling and like what this industry can kind of provide at least a subtle answer. You feel me? So like, it's tough. So you get paid depending on the job or the project, whatever's going on. Some are really big, some are pretty small. You can do a job in 2 hours and get paid, I don't know, let's just say $400, so you get $200 an hour, which is lit. Or you could be on set for 10 hours and get $800 that day. I don't know, like I'm just throwing out numbers, but like that's kind of how it can be broken down. Obviously the bigger the company, the more you get paid. I will say that like the bigger companies can definitely pay you well. So when you're in a bigger market, which is why I came to Miami, because it's a bigger market, you just get paid more. There's a higher standard. You can get paid thousands in a day. You can get paid hundreds, low hundreds, high hundreds in a day. I would say if it's not your full-time, like if it's your part-time job, the money's banging. Like to just get extra money here and there from whatever it is, it's gonna be probably, you know, substantially better than your average job. So if you wanna get into modeling, why not? How much do you pay photographers? It varies. If you're new to the photographer, if you're the one reaching out to the photographer, you pay them. Whatever they charge, you pay them. If you collab with the photographer, whether you know them, they reached out to you and you guys come to an agreement, it can be cheaper or it can be free. Photographers have hit me up and said, hey, I want to shoot with you. You do good with your photos, whatever, your book. I want you in my portfolio. You can keep the pictures. Cool, we collabed. Keep it pushing. I might never talk to them again, but I got pictures. They got pictures. It's cool. But definitely like higher end photographers, people who have already been in the industry, they're gonna charge you. I'd say, you know, you pay for what you get. So even then, like when you pay a really good photographer, they're gonna teach you, they're gonna give you tips when you're there. So you're not just paying for pictures, you're paying for like a mini lesson for however long you're there. So, you know, I'm not gonna tell everyone to go drop. The most I've spent is $600 on a shoot. So, I don't know, take that how you want, but then I've also had some for free. Biggest tips for modeling, there's a bunch. Oh, so they go with the last question, tax write-offs. If you're officially signed and you get a 1099 with your payments, tax write-off, everything. So like if I pay for a photo shoot, tax write-off. Because the first time taxes came around with modeling, I got hit because I didn't write anything off. So it's legal, do your thing, do your research, tax write-offs, basically on everything. Really appreciate everything. Every photographer that you work with, really have good conversations, leave a good lasting impression, because you never know how far that can go. It might be a deadbeat, that might not go anywhere, or that photographer might remember you. They might book a job and they need a model, and then they can be like, hey, I worked with this model, he's really cool, or they're really cool, and they'd be great for the job. And then you get the job. So appreciate everything, be a good person. A lot of people in the industry that, you know, you can meet on set, they think they too good or whatever. Yeah, those people can kick rocks. What is my next goal with modeling? And the reason why I also wanted to make this video is because I can look back and know that I'm answering these questions now. And hopefully I fulfill them. Because that'd be great. But my next goal with modeling would be to, one, get signed to another agency in Miami. Oh, so also as a tip, if you become signed, try and get a non-exclusive contract. Unless it's like with the massive modeling agency and they're like, no, we want to sign you like globally, like nationwide or whatever, then okay. But don't get tied down to one agency, because then that restricts you. That'd be my recommendation for me and other models that I know. My next goal would be get signed to another agency in Miami, because because I can, that isn't really in the same field as the one I am right now. So right now, SLU, Sports Lifestyle Unlimited, is more sports and lifestyle related. So things like East Bay, Nike, Adidas, you know, companies like that. Whereas another agency, I'm not gonna say names because like there's multiple, but they can do more studio work and like magazine and editorial work. So I feel like if I'm in both and I can do both, works out. How often do I edit my portfolio? It varies. I would recommend doing it once every quarter, so every season of the year, just because you can have a spring, summer, fall, winter. I think that keeps it easy. 4 photo shoots for every season, or for the whole year, so 1 a season. But if you have photographers hitting you up left and right and you getting free pics, do you can update it as much as you want. The more the better. What is my life goal? Basketball court, boxing ring, like bags. Like I want it to be a facility that it's like an indoor turf. Obviously, you know, you gotta dream big, but that would be my way of giving back to the community. And because I feel like in Framingham we don't have that. We don't have a place that like kids can just go to and play sports, play basketball, play, you know, there's no indoor turf field, or the soccer fields even outside, they always chain up the nets. So yeah, I would want to open a facility like that in Framingham, with a great staff that help motivate people achieve their goals, for sure. Do I miss Massachusetts? Not really, especially right now. It's winter. It snowed a few days ago back there. Fuck that. I don't want to be in the snow. I remember last winter I was shoveling my car out of like blocks of ice and snow, and I told myself I will not be here next winter. No, I'm not. Feel me? So do I miss Mass? No. But that kind of leads to the next question. Do I miss family and friends? Of course I do. And it's tough because I feel like the people that I was rocking with, the vibes are great. We all rocked with each other, no issues, you feel me? And then I upped and I was gone. And it's tough, especially being in a long distance relationship with Nat. Things are just different, and it's, you know, you mentally just gotta kind of like, I mentally have to be like locked in and know that what I'm doing is for my future. And I think I'm gonna end it with this. I don't know how long this is gonna be when I chop it up, but what lessons have you learned? Like I said previously, like I'm learning like about life and whatnot, like being on my own and stuff like that. And obviously not little things like, oh, I learned how to cook this dish. Like, what the fuck? And I feel like it's kind of up in the air since I'm only 22 that I don't feel like I've learned enough to kind of preach it on other people. But for me, expect nothing and work like you're a nobody. And obviously when like I moved here, like I was already signed and things like that, but no one knows me in Miami. Like no one in the industry knows me. I don't have any real connections, networking. Like I'm building them as I go to jobs and things like that, but I have to work. Nothing is given. Just because I moved here doesn't mean I'm gonna get jobs. You know what I mean? Like I just recently updated my portfolio because I gotta show people that like I'm out here working. I could have moved here with the expectation like, oh, like I moved to Miami, I'm gonna get all these bigger jobs, boom, boom, boom. And like, no. Your first plan never works out. It's always like your 5th plan. But that's what people say, you know, like you learn from your failures. Like things have not gone my way so far out here, you know. I had things lined up and they didn't work out. And like if things worked out, I would have been good. But now I gotta get a different plan. And like, you feel me, that's life. I can either sit down and fucking cry about it, or, you know, life keeps pushing. I gotta get going on to the next. So yeah, expect nothing, work like you're a nobody. Hopefully I was able to chop this up and throw things in there. I try to answer questions that I feel like could apply to a lot of people, or a lot of people would ask. This was my first Q&A with your boy, JGA. You like that? I think it sounds pretty smooth, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, or if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, greatly appreciated. You know, new YouTube channel, we slowly gonna grow. But yeah, man, nah, I appreciate y'all for asking these questions. Hopefully I was able to help some of you guys. Like I said, any more, leave them in the comments or hit me on IG. Yeah, and I'll catch y'all later.